Good morning, kids. It's Pastor Chapman, and I will be your Sunday school teacher for today. Today's lesson is all about the Good Shepherd. You might notice that there are some sheep friends with me here today. I wanted to start, though, by asking you what your favorite animal is. Do you have a favorite animal? Yeah? You might notice by all the sheep around me that I really like sheep a lot. I have cats, though. I think cats are my favorite animal. If you owned your favorite animal, how would you care for it? How would you take care of it? Well, I have cats, and I take care of them by feeding them and by cuddling them, and by making sure they go to the vet when they need to go to the doctor. I make sure that they are up to date on their medicine and their vaccinations. And of course, I give them water and a place to go to the bathroom and lots of wonderful places to sleep and toys to play with. I do all of those things for my cats because they're my favorite animals and because I love them. Today we're going to learn about sheep and how to care for them. What are some ways that sheep are important to us? You probably don't have sheep in your family or in your house. Maybe, but probably not. But sheep are important because we use their woolly coats for a fiber that we can turn into clothes. We can turn that wool then into yarn. We can weave warm clothes from it. So that hair that they grow can be just trimmed off of them. It doesn't hurt them at all. Yeah, that's some of the ways that sheep are important. How would you take care of a sheep? Probably a lot of the same places, same ways anyway, that you would take care of any animal, right? You'd make sure it had plenty to eat. You'd make sure it had clean water to drink. You'd keep it safe, right? Absolutely. And for sheep, you need to make sure it has lots of green grass or hay. It'd have to have clean water to drink, and it'd have to be safe from wolves or other predators that wouldn't think that a sheep would make a nice, tasty snack, right? Well, today's story is about a sheep and a shepherd. It's a story that Jesus told the people. He told them that they were like the sheep and that he was the good shepherd. A shepherd uses a special tool to take care of sheep. It's called a staff. Yeah, the curve in the stick helps the shepherd guide the sheep. Where else have you seen a shape like this? Well, maybe at Christmas with the shepherds at the Nativity, Jesus. Maybe a candy cane, right? Yeah, it has that same shape. Well, when we see a shepherd's staff, it can remind us of our special relationship with Jesus and that Jesus cares for us like a good shepherd. Now, have you ever seen a real shepherd? Not just one in a manger scene at Christmas or in a cartoon or a movie on television. Have you seen one in real life? Probably not, but maybe you have seen it in a cartoon or a movie. Did they carry one of these staffs? Probably, yeah. Well, in the Bible, Jesus talks about himself as the Good Shepherd. So we're going to read that story of the Good Shepherd to learn more about how shepherds take care of their sheep. So let's read our story about Jesus and the Good Shepherd. You're going to find this story in your Spark Story Bibles on page 436 to 439. So again, Spark Story Bibles, page 436. Now, if you'd like to read it in your regular Bible, if you have one of these Bibles, you'll find that same story in John chapter 10, and that's going to be on page 1185. So 1185, 1185. Any way you want to say it, 1185. John 10 is where this story will be. So let's read this story. The Good Shepherd. Jesus wanted people to know that he would always love them and take care of them. He called himself the Good Shepherd and told people that they were like sheep. Some people didn't understand, so Jesus told them this story. The little lamb was lost. Bah, bah, said the little lamb. The sun slowly slid out of sight. The little lamb shivered in the cold night air. Bah! He smelled danger. Nearby, a hungry wolf hid behind a thorny bush. Bah! Cried the little lamb. Bah! Down in the valley, a shepherd guarded his flock of sheep, watching and listening. The animals slept peacefully in the cool green grass. A small stream delicately danced in the evening breeze. A gust of wind swept across the valley. The shepherd paused. Bah! He heard in the distance. Bah! He knew the voice of this little lamb. Even though it was dark, the shepherd started up the rocky path that led towards the lost lamb. Don't be afraid, the shepherd called out. I will find you. I will keep you safe. The little lamb heard the shepherd's voice. Slowly, he stumbled down the path. A branch scraped his leg. Bah! He cried. The little lamb was scared. He waited for the shepherd to find him. Bah! He said. Bah! When the shepherd reached the lamb, he gently picked him up and held him close. There you are, said the shepherd. I have found you. I will carry you home. Do you see the shepherd? Oops. Shepherd there carrying the lamb home. Oh, there's the little lamb crying. After he told this story, Jesus said, See, I am a shepherd too. Just like a good shepherd cares for each and every sheep of the flock, I care for each and every one of you. Yeah, Jesus is like a good shepherd, someone who takes care of us and who watches over for us. It's a good story. You can read that again on your own if you'd like.
So let's learn some other things about sheep in Jesus' time. Well, in Jesus' time, shepherds named their sheep. They had names for each one of their sheep. And each night they would round up their sheep and they would lead them into a sheepfold. And they called each sheep by name as it entered the fold. So they knew every single one of them. And the sheep recognized their shepherd's voices. So they knew when it was their shepherd who was talking to them. Shepherds would also sleep in the doorway of their sheepfolds to guard their sheep against wild animals and thieves, so that the sheep couldn't get out and wander away, but also wild animals couldn't get inside, and thieves could not come in and steal those sheep. So it was a safety thing. They kept them safe. So those are some facts about shepherds and sheep in Jesus' time. I'd like to teach you a phrase, kind of a sentence that's about Jesus being our good shepherd. Jesus says that he cares for us like a good shepherd. So I'd like to teach that to you in sign language, in American Sign Language. So let's just learn the phrase in words first. Jesus cares for us like a good shepherd. Can you say that? Jesus cares for us like a good shepherd. Yeah. So let's learn that in sign language. Jesus is by touching the middle finger of one hand to the middle of the palm of the other hand. Just go back and forth, so 3 touches. So Jesus, right? And then cares is you make 2 kind of V's like this and put your right hand on top of your left hand, and then we go around in a circle. So cares. Okay, so Jesus cares. And then us is 2 fingers up like this. Start at one shoulder and go around to the other. Kind of like you're making a semicircle in front of your body. Okay? So Jesus cares for us. And then the rest of the phrase is like a good shepherd. Well, like isn't I like something. It's like as the same as. So it's your thumb and your pinky, and you kind of go back and forth. So between 2 things, the same as. Yeah? Good, start with your right hand at your chin and go down into your left palm. So good. I'm up high, but this would be more down in front of you. Good. Yeah. It's also, thank you. So good. And then shepherd is the most difficult because it's 3 signs together to make the word shepherd. And it starts with the sign for sheep. So your arm, and then you take like scissors and go across your arm like you're shearing the wool off the sheep. Yeah? So like shearing a sheep, that's a sheep, okay? And then you know this one already, care and person. Okay, so person kind of starts up this and goes down next to one another along the front of your body like this. So a shepherd is a sheep care person. Yep, a sheep care person, shepherd. So let's try that all together. We'll do very slowly. Jesus cares for us like a good, I almost forgot good shepherd, sheep care person. All right, we'll try that again. Jesus cares for us like a good sheep care person, shepherd. Jesus cares for us like a good shepherd. Very good. One more time. Jesus cares for us like a good shepherd. Excellent. Very good. We'll come back and do that again at the end of our lesson. We'll use that actually as part of our prayer today. For now, though, let's learn some more things about sheep. Let's find out what we really know about sheep. So I have a whole bunch of questions here. There's a bunch of them, and we're going to pretend like it's a little bit of a quiz. And the first part is all true and false, and you know what true and false is, right? So, true or false? Sheep have 4 parts to their stomach. Is that true or false? How many parts do we have to our stomachs? If you said 1, you're right. But sheep have 4 parts to their stomachs. So yes, this is true. They have 4 parts to their stomach. They're called ruminants. Can you say that with me? Ruminants. Yeah. All right, number 2. Sheep are amphibians. True or false? If you said false, you are right. They're actually mammals. They're not amphibians. Okay, next. Sheep will drink any kind of water, even if it's dirty. What do you think? Is that true or false? That is false, right? They won't drink dirty water. They won't drink water even if it just has a little bit of algae in it. They want their water to be very clean. All right, next question. Sheep throw up their food and eat it again. It's kind of gross, isn't it? What do you think, though? True or false? It is true. That is part of being a ruminant. They kind of move it from one stomach to the other. Yeah. All right, number 5. Sheep can recognize familiar human faces. If you were paying attention, you know the answer to this is true. Yes, they can recognize familiar human faces and they can recognize familiar sheep faces. That's great. They can even tell emotions through facial expressions. That's crazy, right? Sheep are very smart that way. Moving on. Sheep hair, true or false, sheep hair can be made into wool. Again, if you were paying attention, you know that's true. Yes, we learned about shearing the wool, right? So, true. And the wool is itchy, but it's also very, very warm. Okay. Very young sheep are called ewes. That's how that word is pronounced. E-W-E-S is ewes. Is that true or false? Yeah, it's false. You're right. Very young sheep are called lambs. Ewes are female sheep. Okay. Sheep don't like to be alone. True or false? True. They don't like to be alone. They like to be part of the herd. Sheep are stupid. What do you think? That's false. You're right. They are very smart, actually. All right, the next one's a silly one. Shepherds sleep in barns. True or false? Aw, that's false, right? I mean, not usually anyway. Maybe on a very rare occasion they might stay with their sheep overnight, but generally shepherds sleep in houses and sheep sleep in barns. Okay. Sheep smell like roses. True or false? What do you think? Do sheep smell nice? No, sheep usually smell pretty bad. That's false. Okay, a sheep is a vegetarian or otherwise known as an herbivore. What do you think? True or false? It is true. Yes, they are herbivores. They only eat plants. So they're not carnivores or omnivores. They're herbivores. They only eat plants. This is another silly one. Sheep like to sleep on their backs. True or false? What do you think? False. Absolutely false. They don't sleep on their backs. All right. A mother sheep usually has 7 or 8 baby lambs at one time. Is that true or false? It's false. Because they usually only have 1 lamb, maybe sometimes 2, but usually just 1 lamb at a time. Just mostly like humans, we usually have 1 baby at a time. All right, so how about some other questions? These are not true or false questions. What fabric is made from shearing sheep? Wool. Very good. We've been talking about that a couple times now. Okay, are sheep mentioned in the Old Testament or the New Testament? Think about the Bible. Are they in the Old Testament or the New Testament? It's a trick question. Sheep are found in both the Old Testament and the New Testament. Sheep were very common in the Bible times. Yes, very common. Lots of sheep everywhere. All right, here's another sheep-related question. Is a male sheep called a lamb, a ram, or a ham? Yeah, we learned that a female sheep was called a ewe, but a male sheep is called a ram. Very good. All right, next question. To what animal are sheep most closely related? What do you think their closest cousin is? Well, think about the noise that they make. Bah. What else goes ba or ma? Goats. Very good, very good. All right. Is a sheep more likely to live 7 years or 70 years? Do you think sheep live as long as human beings? No. Right, 7 years is more common for sheep. All right, this one is a question about the Bible. What famous king in the Bible tended sheep in his youth? So when he was a kid, what famous Bible king tended sheep? Do you know? King David. Yeah, King David. All right, we're almost there. Is the sound a sheep makes, and I just made it, bah, is that called a bleat, a skeet, or a creak? A bleat. Very good. You can practice your bleats all day if you want. Can annoy your parents a little bit. All right, last question. This is again a Bible question. Whom did the angels first tell about Jesus' birth? If you said shepherds, you are absolutely correct. They told the shepherds. Yes, very good. So let's review a little bit. What have we learned about sheep and shepherds? Well, what are some of the things that a good shepherd does for the sheep? Think about it. What are some of the things that a good shepherd does for their sheep? Well, they care for them. They know them. They love them. They protect them. They never forget about them. Like in our story, they listen for them. They go and find them. Good shepherd even protects them from danger. Yeah, all those things. Some more things too. So who are the sheep according to Jesus when he was talking to the crowds in our Bible story? Who are the sheep that who are you comparing sheep to? To us, right? We learned that Jesus cares for us the same way that Jesus cares for sheep, or the good shepherd cares for sheep. Yeah. So are there other people in your life that act like your shepherd? I mean, we know that Jesus is our good shepherd. But think about other people in your life who care for you, who know you, who love you, who protect you, who would go looking for you if you got lost. Who might some of those people be? Maybe a parent, maybe a grandparent, maybe an older brother or sister, maybe a friend, maybe a teacher. Yeah, all those people, absolutely. Why do you think they would do that? Why do you think that they care for you or love you or protect you? Why do you think? Well, here's another question. What do you think makes a good shepherd good? Love. Absolutely. And there might be lots of answers to that, but I think what makes a good shepherd good, really at the center of it, is love. All right. So, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and I've got a game for you. I'm going to put the word shepherd up on the screen, and you can pause your video then. And I'm going to ask you to take a piece of paper and a pencil and see how many shorter words you can find in that longer word of shepherd. So it might be sped. You could find sped, S-P-E-D, in there. There's other words you could find in there too. So I want you to kind of rearrange some of those letters and see how many little words you can find. And you can think about Jesus, the Good Shepherd, finding those little sheep as you do that. So pause the video and see how you do. Welcome back. How did you do with that? Did you find lots of little words in that longer word shepherd? I hope so. I'd love to see your list sometimes. I'm sure there's lots of little words in there. It's a good reminder that Jesus looks for the sheep and finds them. Absolutely. So we sent a couple things home for you, some other things that you can do, including a lost and found sheep page, and you can find some other sheep on this page. There's 8 sheep to find on this coloring page. See if you can find all 8 of those lost sheep. And then, of course, your take-home sheet for your family. So there's different things that you can talk about with your family on this. You can talk about sheep and shepherds and the Good Shepherd. Some different activities and prayers and things that you can try at home. For now, though, we're going to end our lesson, and we're going to end it with our sign language again, that Jesus cares for us like a good shepherd. And we're going to use that as our prayer. We're going to say that and sign it together 3 times, and then I'm going to finish off the prayer for you. So let's do that together. Jesus cares for us like a good shepherd. Jesus cares for us like a good shepherd. Jesus cares for us like a good shepherd. Jesus cares for you like a good shepherd. Thank you, Jesus, for caring for us. Amen. Have a great day, folks. I hope you have a wonderful week, and practice your baas, your bleats, and tell others that Jesus loves them and cares for them like that good shepherd. Bye-bye.